How's it going, kids? This is Dr. Callahan with Week 15 Tuesday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video to answer the following 3 questions for your warm-up for Week 15 Tuesday. All right, so for today, you guys are going to be looking at several questions when it comes to rationalizing denominators. You want to go to Week 15 Tuesday on the back of your guided notes in the white packet. This is your first page. This is your second page. And then just 2 pages. So today I'm going to start off with the second page first, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. On your second page, you should have this little chart right here. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is pause the video and fill in the blanks from this chart so that way you know the differences between the numbers, the first square root, and then the cube roots. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at this for your answers. So if you're not quite ready yet, keep it paused. All right, so looking at this part right here, we're just going to fill in the blank. So you have 1, square root of 1 is 1, cube root of 1 is 1. Then you have 2. And then with 2, you have square root of 2 and then cube root of 2. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. This is not what I was thinking it was going to look like. Okay, no, that's fine. Then we have 3. So you have actually it's going to go to 4. Let's just skip to 4. 4, square root of 4 is 2. Cube root of 4 is just that. Oh, you know, hold on a second. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Let's just go ahead and go over here and do this way instead. So then let's take a look at this. So 3 square root of 9 cube. Okay, perfect. So these have all be 3 because this equals 3. This equals 3. Here you have 4, 4. Okay, now I get it. Okay, 5. So you have to have a square root of 25, which is 5, and then cube root of 75. Here, if you have square root of 36 is going to give you 6. Cube root of 216 is going to give you 6. Here, square root of 49 is going to give you 6. So cube root of what number will give you 6? So that will have to be 49 times 7, which is 343. Here, you have square root of 64, which gives you 8. This one, square root of 121 gives you 11. The next one, cube root of 144 times 12, which is 1728. Cube root of that will give you 12. Here, 14 times 14 is going to give you 196. And the very last one, cube root of 15 times 15 times 15 is 3,375, which will give you 15. So those are your answers. Okay, so then with that said, let's go on to the next part. I'm going to have you guys take a look at the first page of your paper. All right, let's go ahead and go over some of the questions here. You're going to be making kind of like a little book. In class, we'll be doing that. So if you're doing this at home, you could just, write on a separate piece of paper. Give me the name, the period, today's date, and the title of the book is Book About Dividing Radical Expressions. So we're going to take a look at the first part right here. For the first part, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of the square root of 4. I don't like having it there, so I'm going to multiply square root of 4 on the top, square root of 4 on the bottom. And then 4 times 4 is going to give you a square root of 4. Square root of 4 times square root of 4 is going to give you a 4. On top, you're going to have a 2, square root of 3, square root of 4. Now, you know that square root of 4 is going to give you a 2. So you have a 2 times square root of 3 over 4. So then what you can do is that 2 and the 4 cancels. You get 1 over 2. So you have 2 square root of 3 over 2. This part and this part cancels, which then just gives you a square root of 3. And that is your answer. All right, let's take a look at the next one. For the next one, to get rid of the square root of 12, we're going to go ahead and multiply by square root of 12 top and bottom. Okay, so then when you do that, I'm going to have on the bottom 4 times 12, because that square root of 12 is gone. The square root and the square root cancels. Then on the top, if you look at this right here, that can be broken down as square root of 4 and a square root of 3. Square root of 4 gives me a 2. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is just a 3. So then looking at this, my 2 and 12 becomes a 1 over 6. So my answer here is going to be a 3 out of 24, which I can actually reduce it if I divide it by 3 at top and bottom. It's going to be 1 over 6 is my answer. Next one, here we go. Square root of 16 is actually a 4. On top, you can break it down so it's a 4 and a 3. Square root of 4 gives me a 2. And I can divide 2 on both, top and bottom, which then gives me a square root of 3 over 2. And notice there is no square root. Okay, let's take a look at, actually I'm going to skip that one right here. Okay, so with that practice done, next I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to be practicing a little bit, and you're going to do this on a quizzes. Okay, so it's 19 questions. I'm assigning it to you as a homework. So you can go ahead and access this by just going to joinmyquiz.com, insert the code 3792-7946, and that's what you're going to be doing. And so once you go ahead and click join my quiz, you just need to go ahead and type in your name and then get started. All right, so when you're done with that, the last thing you need to do for your reflection is the Padlet, and this is a board for my class. So you can either use a QR code or the URL right here in green, and it's basically just saying week 15 Tuesday, 3 different questions. What is your comfort level with square root or simplifying square root, 1 to 10? 2, did you check your grade on MS Team or IC? Are you content with your grade? What are your thoughts? And then lastly, question 3, what would you like to do in the next 5 weeks prior to the final to raise your grade? All right, you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.